So I'm sure you've seen this common sentiment in the fashion community where everyone dresses the same, right? And individual style is a bit rare to find nowadays, right? And people might blame this on social media like TikTok and Instagram, because those apps kind of reward you for conforming to these stylish trends and fads, right? Because you get lots of little love hearts, comments, and you get your sweet dopamine hit and that feeling of acceptance all in one. But how can you really start dressing differently? Like, it is easier the more time you have in the game, I won't even lie. Like, you just get more knowledgeable and a bit more, you just know yourself better too, but you're also more adept at finding certain brands or finding certain shops. And that's why I kind of have put together a little cheat sheet for you guys. I dropped the link in the description, you can check it out. It just shows you like the little brands and places to shop, and I just put you on some game in that. So like, have a look. Regardless, I want to talk through this video on how you can start dressing like a typical bot. Like, I'm not gonna say this video will help you find your style per se, but I want to give you some tips, particularly on how you can avoid just conforming to the typical shit you see. Like, you might find your own style in the meanwhile, but ideally, we just want to get you dressing differently. Now, the first tip I have to give you guys is watch more runway shows. And outside of the whole goofy entertainment aspect, right? Because a lot of these shits be funny as fuck, I won't even lie, right? But you do kind of get some educational aspects from this, because if you really think about it, right, a lot of the high fashion runway sort of looks, right, it sort of trickles down to the mainstream fast fashion sort of fads, right? Like, that's what those big corporate houses like H&M and ASOS replicate a lot of their fashion trends from. And it's so crazy as well, because these runway shows can really expose you to a lot of these fashion forward looks. Like, a lot of this shit you won't even see your brilliant mainstream street looks for maybe a couple years afterwards, right? Like, some of this shit is really woke, and then some of this shit is looking like this. But outside of that, it just opens your eyes to the sort of way, I guess, the potential fashion really has. Because end of the day, this whole shit's creative, and I know a lot of these looks aren't really meant to be practical in a sense. Like, some of these looks aren't really supposed to be worn outside of day-to-day activities, right? It's kind of just like a piece of art form. But again, a lot of that also plays into the fact that fashion is art. So you seeing other people's art and being inspired by that sort of shit gives you some more motivation, gives you some more, it just opens up your eyes in the way that you can style yourself as well. So this is such a good way to up your creativity and really give yourself an edge over the rest of your homeboys, right? The only thing I will say is, don't wear this shit, right? I don't care what runway you see this on, I don't care what Instagram pics you see this on, do not wear this shit. Now, the next tip I'm gonna say is avoid influencer fashion. This shit used to be cool. I used to find this shit cool. Like, I won't even lie, I used to think this really was like the best shit you could put on. Like, I really used to look up to this shit, but the more you really get into this rabbit hole of influencer fashion trends and social media trends and fashion fads and everything, you really kind of confine yourself and box yourself into the typical mainstream sort of looks. And you don't even really know it, but subconsciously you're being influenced and inspired to sort of conform and follow these sort of looks. Because at the end of the day, we're all social creatures and we all kind of find this need to be accepted, right? And it just makes you a little bit lazier. Like, if you know the homeboy over here has put off a certain look, then you kind of just be like, all right, I'm gonna do the same look and get my quick likes, my quick comments, right? It doesn't really put you in the mindset where you're more so exploring and being creative in your own fashion style. And maybe not everyone here is trying to be a fucking fashion guru or some shit, right? But just give yourself your own opportunity to find out what you like. Don't let yourself get influenced by what they're putting on, what she's putting on. Let yourself discover your own style. I really find now that the less I browse Instagram, the less I'm on TikTok, like, except for these videos, right? I need to browse that shit for these videos, right? But outside of that, the less I'm on these social media apps, I really thought my fashion would regress, because I always thought, okay, I need to be in on this shit, I need to be getting up to date with all this shit. But I find the less I'm on these sort of apps, right, I really give myself time to just sit down and think and be like, all right, what do I actually like myself? Not to say you can't take inspiration from people, right? But do not be taking inspiration from homies looking like this. This is not what I want you guys to get inspired by, all right? You gotta find your own actual idols and models and people you actually respect, all right? Now, the next tip is gonna be... I'm gonna wreck these guys, bro. Now, the next tip is gonna be do more window shopping. And I know a lot of you guys are already doing that, right? A lot of you brokies are already doing a lot of that shit, right? You guys are not shopping a lot, right? And yo, good. I'm not shopping either, right? I'm all for that shit, right? And when I say do more window shopping, just stop falling for your impulses, right? A lot of your impulses are just garbage. You don't really think about them. You don't really give them, they're not legitimate choices. And I find that if you just keep yourself a list of clothing, right, that you think you want per se, give yourself about 3 weeks, right? Look at that list and really look at it and really think, okay, do I still want that? And I'll just give you the answer to everything, right? Because bro, keep it real. 9 times out of 10, whatever you have on that list was bullshit. You didn't actually want that. Maybe you do. I won't even lie. A lot of times I put some shit on there, bro. I had some Louis V sneakers on there, right? I'll be talking about Louis V sneakers every video, right? But I love my Louis V sneakers, but I had Louis V sneakers on my list, right? I had that shit for ages, bro, and I finally copped them. So that was a legitimate purchase. But some of you guys will be putting the weirdest fads on there, and I know you motherfuckers do not actually want this shit. So give yourself some actual time. put some shit on the list, right, and look at it back 3 weeks later, just be like, okay, that was bullshit, right? I don't actually need that. Now, next tip I'm going to give you is stay involved in the fashion community. This might feel like I'm sort of contradicting my point about the avoid influence fashion. No, actually, no, it's not. What the fuck? I'm on point right now. But yeah, get involved in the fashion communities because this is such a good way where you can get access to not influencer fashion per se, but you're talking to real life people. Like you get these really raw conversations about like styling, fashion theory, and it's the kind of shit that really grows yourself as a person. That's really why I made my Discord, right? I have the link in the description, right? Just let you guys bounce ideas off each other, and it's such a, we kind of bullshit, we meme up in that bitch, right? But it's a nice little community, like my homies, right? You guys join the Discord, by the way, right? It gives you such a good insight into where you can style yourself with, like fit pics, like get inspiration from people, and just kind of being a part of something, right? Really just, man, I'm gonna go on a big fucking rant about my Discord right now, but I love my Discord, bro. I love my homies, right? Join the Discord, guys. Join the Discord. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This whole point was just a fucking plug for the Discord, but join the Discord, alright? We'll get to the next point. And the last point I'm gonna say is just time. Just time. There's nothing I can say, but just the longer you stay in the fashion game, the more you're actively into it, right? Your taste will change. A lot of things you might have thought were cool and refreshing at the start, right? You might look at it now this deep into your fashion journey and just think this shit is lame, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? If anything, it's kind of a good sign. It means you're growing and you're changing. Maybe you're not that same kid who loves the loud, extroverted, crazy graphics, right? Maybe now you've grown up to be like a nice little Sigma male who just wears his minimalist clothing. And you know what? Maybe that one's a bit of an L transformation, but it is what it is, right? Everyone's unique in their fashion. And who am I to say what's a good fashion, what's bad fashion, right? All I can really tell you is what I like, what I don't like, and come on, I'm always right. Come on, I'm always right. Yeah, but regardless, finding your own style. Wait, no, I should say dressing differently. Is that what I named the video? Or whatever I named this video, right? But anyway, just not dressing like a bot, right? It's just gonna take time, right? And all I can say, guys, is cut yourself some slack. I look at some fits I put off 2 years ago and I'm just vomiting. I'm straight cringing, closing my eyes, right? And some of you guys might do that too. Or some of you guys, I always been making good fits, right? I'm fucking sick of you guys in my comments and my Discord. You guys just do your thing, right? You guys, I don't know why you watch my videos, right? You guys are professionals with all this shit, but regardless, I'll see you guys next time, right? It'll be a short little video. I'll see you guys next video.